The students bring the pottery back because it's got to soak for a day before we can wash it. And then we take the special finds to the office staff, and we want to have an unbroken chain. So that's what we're doing, make sure that the handoff is complete. These were all the find of the day possibilities that were voted on, plus a few extras.
The reason why I'm here is because I love archaeology. The opportunity to be on a dig was huge for me. Archaeology isn't just story, it's also science. And the science of archaeology requires that you be precise about the data. They discover just mounds of data. And what do you do with this mound of data? Well, you have to tabulate it into tiny increments so that you can begin to see statistics. So in one of our lectures, we found out that 70% of the pottery shards, and I'm talking about thousands and thousands of pottery shards, they've all been counted and tabulated. And in that particular data set, we discover there's 70% amphora/storage jar shards. So we know, at the very least, in Akko, lots of things were stored in jars. That now becomes part of the story, but we couldn't know that part unless we did the science of counting and tabulating.
With any archaeological endeavor, you need patience, and maybe particularly so when you're not out in the field discovering various objects. And so, we get back all kinds of samples of material, some beautiful, and some the beauty remains to be discovered in the needles of the haystack.
Okay, this is amber.
Ooh, is it amber?
I think it's amber.
It's a big job. It's trying to identify a lot of little tiny pieces. I've found 2 beads, several crystals, and I also found 2 of the yellow molars that are inside fish that break apart.
I mean, when you think about archaeology, you don't hear about bones, right? Because it's not a very glorious, beautiful aspect of archaeology, but a lot of archaeology is tedious work, and that's how bones are. They tell us a lot of stuff about what happened in the past, but they're not glamorous. Every day, maybe 300 pieces of bone flow in, and so I have to organize the washing, I have to put them in archival quality bags, and then I analyze them, put them to the computer database in terms of what animal species it is, what bone in the body, age of the animal, and so on and so forth.
This is the digital scale that we use to weigh all of the items once we get them all sorted. I use my hands a lot. The touch, the weight is what I'm gauging on. I'm not just using my sight to dictate where things go.
I'm beginning to see a story about the tell. And so really, everybody should want to have their hand in putting in data and writing on the shards, because that would give them also this sort of grand picture of what's going on.